Okay, so let's start off with a little bit of news. Biden signs executive order to fight anti-LGBTQ state bills. Um, the order aims to expand access to gender-affirming care and advance LGBTQ inclusive learning environments at American schools. This a few days ago. We're catching up on some news that we missed out on, so to say. Oh, sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna turn the brightness on this significantly. Okay, much better. All right. President Joe Biden signed an executive order Wednesday aimed at combating a historic number of anti-LGBTQ bills introduced in state legislatures across the country. The order will direct federal health and education agencies to expand access to gender-affirming care and advance LGBTQ-inclusive learning environments at American schools. Thank you, Gimme Tokyo, for the follow. It will also curb federal funding for the debunked practice of conversion therapy, which nearly every leading U.S. medical association has condemned, and ask the Federal Trade Commission to consider whether the practice constitutes an unfair or deceptive act. Oh, hello. Hi. It's nice to see you here. The president's order comes during LGBTQ Pride Month as advocates fight against a record number of anti-LGBTQ bills introduced in states across the country this year, more than 320, according to the Human Rights Campaign, the nation's largest LGBTQ advocacy group. We're in a battle for the soul of the nation, the president said to a group of LGBTQ activists and Democratic lawmakers at a White House signing ceremony on Wednesday. And when I look around this room here and at all of you here today, it's a battle I know we will win. My message to all the young people, just be you. You are loved, you are understood, you do belong, Biden added. I want you to know that as your president, all of us on this stage have your back. The bulk of the bills signed into law in recent months, 24 in 13 states, according to the HRC, aim to limit access to gender-affirming care for transgender youth, prohibit trans girls and women from competing on girls' sports teams in school, and bar the instruction of LGBTQ issues in school. Under the executive order, a coordinating committee will also be established to lead efforts across federal agencies to strengthen the collection of data on sexual orientation and gender identity. It will also direct the Department of Health and Human Services to expand resources to access LGBTQ youth suicide and homelessness, and study barriers same-sex married couples face in accessing government benefits. That's good. That's good stuff. LGBTQ advocates applauded Biden for signing the new order. Yeah, as they rightly should, right? I mean, that's good. You want to hear that kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that should be coming out of this, you know? Yeah, that's that good shit right there. Yeah. This historic executive order will advance long-sought LGBTQ inclusive policies and practices that will help save young LGBTQ lives. Amit Pauly? I don't know. I'm sorry. Who is the chief executive officer and executive director of the Tramer Project, an LGBTQ youth suicide prevention organization, said in a statement. Big. That's big stuff. It's past time that we put an end to the dangerous and discredited practice of conversion therapy and expand access to the affirming care LGBTQ young people actually need to survive and thrive. The new measures coincide with a recent surge in charged rhetoric surrounding how and whether children should learn about LGBTQ issues. In recent months, conservative lawmakers, television pundits, and other public figures have accused opponents of a newly enacted Florida education law, which critics have dubbed the Don't Say Gay law, of trying to groom or indoctrinate children. The word grooming has long been used to mischaracterize LGBTQ people, particularly gay men and transgender women, as child sex abusers. Advocates have been urging public officials against using the charged rhetoric, warning that it could cause violence directed at LGBTQ Americans. At least 3 LGBTQ events were targeted by white nationalist groups last weekend, with police arresting 31 people at an annual Pride in the Park event in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, on charges of suspicion of conspiracy to riot. Those arrested came to the event with gas masks and shields. Ooh. Ah. That's not a good look, bestie. Violent attacks on the community, including ongoing attacks on transgender women of color, make our nation less safe, Biden said, referring to last weekend's arrests. They're disgusting, and they have to stop. The president has been urging Congress to pass comprehensive LGBTQ rights legislation in the form of the Equality Act. But after passing in the House last year, the bill stalled in the Senate. Biden again called on Congress to take action on Wednesday. They all look like Bass Pro Shop employees? Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That was pretty terrifying, actually, to see that happen. I can't say I was a big fan of what I saw there. Not great, generally. Not great. Oh, well, so that's this. Overall, I think the executive order is a good choice. This is the kind of stuff that you would use executive order power for. You can't really use it for a lot of the things that people want to use it for, like Medicare for all and stuff like that. But for stuff like this, it's good. Because a lot of times this stuff is going to stick around. Whereas, one thing you have to consider with executive order is that anything pretty much done by executive order can be undone by executive order. It's just that, is there the willpower to use the executive order for that from the next president or whatever? So I think this is the kind of thing that you're not going to see undone. I think this is the kind of thing that's going to stick around generally. But overall, good move. Good move. I like seeing this. This was good. You felt disgusted? Yeah. Absolutely. I would too.